Hello YouTube, back with another video for JPad TV, and today we have a little bit of a different video than our usual ones. Today we're gonna basically show you the tools that you would need on this line of work, and I'm gonna explain to you the the price range, the tools that I recommend, the brands that I recommend, and the a little bit about them, where you can buy it at. You've seen me use most of these tools on the videos, all of our past videos, but today I want to talk to you about them. So for this video I've decided to separate the tools into the basic tools and the more advanced tools, the mechanical tools as we say. And if the video gets too long, we'll probably do a part 2 of this video. Let's get started. So for our first basic tool we have today, it's going to be a tool bag or a backpack or whatever you decide to use. This is the one that I use, and I know it's a little bit more expensive than the usual, but I just like it because it's a backpack. It's just a lot easier to carry. So as you can see, I have a bunch of tools that fit inside this bag. So you can also get a carry-on, or whatever is cheaper or better for you. So for our first basic tool, we have a tool pouch. This is a leather tool pouch from Klein Tools. It's an electrician pouch because they don't make insulation pouches, but I found this to be the best, really long lasting. I probably have like maybe 8 years, maybe 8 to 10 years with this pouch, and I mean, they're really good. And you don't want one of those heavy pouches like those sheetrock pouches that they use. It's just too much for the little bit of tools that you need to carry for each task. And the price range for one of these pouches is about $50 to $60. You can get this at a Home Depot, at a Lowe's, any warehouse pretty much. So our next basic tool, of course, for any insulator, we have a big variety of knives that we use. So you need your straight file knives. We use these knives mainly for duck wrap. I recommend the Dexter brand for pretty much any of these knives that we use. Dexter, I just find it to be the best brand that they have. They are pricey, so it's kind of up to you if you want to buy them. But if not, you can just get regular kitchen knives from Family Dollar or anything like that. For the file knife, this runs you about $20 to $25. A little bit expensive, but I think it's worth it. They last a really long time. This is the Armaflex knife. So we have this. We use this one for Armaflex. It's also a file knife that you sharpen every Armaflex. If you work in this field, you know that almost every time you make a long cut with the Armaflex, you're gonna have to refile it, and they go quickly. So also Dexter brand. And finally, our pipe knives that we use. We have the 5.5 inch tiger knife. This one runs you about I believe about $20. So this one, we have the 8-inch tiger knife, also from Dexter, and this is for your long cuts. We use the smaller one for round cuts for your pipes, and this one we use for the straight cuts. Or whatever you prefer, best for you, but I just find it to be the best. This one runs you about $25 to $30. So a little bit pricey, like I said, but I think they're all worth it. Now all these knives, you can get them at your supply house, wherever you buy your materials at. They should have them, or Amazon also has a pretty good variety of them. Next tool that we have, it's the tape measure. So if you work in the construction industry, of course you're going to use tape measures, and that's pretty much every field trade that we have. This is like the 16-footer Milwaukee. Uh, you can buy these tape measures everywhere: Home Depot, Lowe's, Amazon. Just try not to get the cheap ones, the very, very low end ones, because you would just have to buy them over and over. Next basic tool, we have the file stone. So this is the file stone. I get these at the supply house. So it's like a really, really fine file stone that you can get, and it works really great for your duck wrap knives and for your Armaflex knives. Now this one runs you about $20, I believe. I haven't bought one in a while, but these are more expensive than you can get some at Home Depot or any warehouse, tool warehouse, but they're not as fine, and I find like they don't really sharpen your knives as good as you can. So this is really great. Now I made this this pouch out of Armaflex just to protect it, because these are real fragile and they break real easy. So. Next tool we have is a pair of work scissors, pretty much for your ASJ paper. When you cut down pipe or you're making tees or cuts, your knife sometimes leaves little loose ends and stuff, so you always use your scissors to kind of trim it out. Now these, I recommend, if you can get any type of scissors that you like, I just recommend you getting the titanium work scissors. They last a really long time, and they don't go dull as quick. Now you can get try not to get paper scissors for school supply section. Go to a warehouse where they sell these. So for our next tools, we have the channel locks. Now the channel lock is a very essential tool for our field of work. So we use this to adjust anything, to bring down any hangers, adjusting tools, just anything. You can just pretty much grab any brand that you want from your supply house or from any tool warehouse. So this is great. I recommend the channel lock or the Milwaukee, but whichever ones you want to get. They run you about $20, and they're real handy. Maybe you should recommend you getting more than one. Getting two would be good, just because sometimes you just need two. Our next basic tool, it's also very essential. It's the staple gun. This one's from Buckaroo's, and you can get this at your supply house. I believe they run you about $50 to $60. I recommend you getting them from the supply house because they will give you the correct one. I know they sell other kinds at tool warehouses like Lowe's or Home Depot, but the difference about these is that your staple will curl out instead of just staple straight in, so it can grab onto your to your paper or to your duck wrap, and it would not loosen up. So staple gun. Next we have our red snips. So our red snips, they're also very essential. When you're running pipe, you gotta run through studs, or sometimes the studs are so close, you have to kind of trim them out so you can run your pipe through it. Or for your PVC fittings, this is the best tool to adjust any PVC fitting, where you have to make them smaller or you have to kind of cut out a piece or two. So I recommend the Midwest brand. You can get this one at Amazon, or I believe Sears has the Midwest brand. Home Depot and Lowe's, I believe they have run another brand. It's called Wiz or so, and I find them to be more flimsy and not as precise. So if you can get your hands on these, it's the best brand you can get. These run you about $25, and they're great. So another basic tool, it's the Sheetrock Saw. The sheetrock saw is, is very handy. We run pipes, we run duct through walls everywhere. So sometimes the hole is not big enough for your insulation to go through, so you have to, cut out the piece of sheetrock. I recommend you getting a good one of these because the better you get, the better brand that you get or the better quality that you get is the faster that it will cut. You can get a cheaper one that it runs you about probably like $7 or $8, but you will struggle for a while cutting that sheetrock. And then sometimes you get double wall, and man, you don't want to be stuck there because after a while you get tired. So get you a really good one, maybe around 15-20 bucks. It would just cut twice as fast, I promise you. So right here I have the DeWalt, but any other brand, a Milwaukee, it's pretty good. So it's just your choice. Our next basic tool, we have a pair of dividers. Now these dividers are the number 18 dividers from Malco brand. I think it's like the best brand of dividers for our industry. So these dividers open up to a 30-inch end cap, so 15 inches. So end cap or hole, whatever you're gonna draw out or cut out. Now what's great about these is that these tips, you can get them separately. These tips, sometimes they break or they go dull and they don't go into your metal jacket or your insulation as they should. So they break, and you can just buy you a pair of tips for like another $1 or $2. And these run you about $25. If you don't want to get these kind of brand, you can have your choice of any cheaper brand. But I believe these are the best, and they'll never break on you. Nothing. All you have to do is probably just change the tips out every once in a long time, and you're good to go. So the last basic tool that I have for you today is the channel lock snippers. So these snippers, we use them to cut the nails from the duct board or the duct wrap. And we put the washer on, and you gotta cut them off. Either you cut them up front ways or sideways, or whichever one's easier for you. These are the channel lock brand. This is the brand that I recommend you getting because I've tried other brands. Tried Husky. I believe I tried Milwaukee. Not sure if DeWalt makes one too, but I've tried like 2 or 3 different brands, and I've found these to be the best ones. Now these run you about $25 each. You can get them at any Home Depot or any Lowe's. Amazon will probably have them too. And these are just the best I think you can find. And there we have it. So these are the basic installation tools that we use pretty much for everyday use in our field, mainly for insulation specifically. So please stay tuned for our part 2, where I'm going to show you the mechanical tools or the more advanced tools that we use. And you've probably seen those tools in our past videos. And I will talk more about those next time. If you enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you would like to get notifications on our future videos, including part 2, please click the bell notification. And thanks for watching.